What's up, everyone? Welcome to Yoga with Mike. I am Mike, and today we have an awesome, dynamic, energizing, total body yoga flow for you. So if you're looking to increase your flexibility, but also build up your strength and work on your endurance, this sequence is going to be really nice for you. So if you want something that's a bit of a challenge, but also something that's going to bring some mindfulness into your day, this is going to be perfect for you. So this is a great time just to be with your breath, focus on your alignment, and just bring some presence into your day. So let's roll out our mats and get started. All right, friends, we'll start in child's pose. So we'll come onto the knees, bring the knees as wide as feels comfortable for you, and then we'll sit the hips backwards to the heels. Arms are reaching towards the top of the mat. Forehead comes down to the ground. And just starting off with some deep, mindful breaths. So breathing in and out through your nose. Really focus on filling up the space around your belly button, your abdomen with your inhales. And then emptying from that same space with your exhales. Letting the mind start to slow down and letting the thoughts start to settle. And let's take one more round of breath. And after you finish your last round, we'll come into a tabletop position. So coming onto the hands and the knees. The shoulders should be stacked right over the wrists. The hips are stacked over the knees. We'll take some cat-cows to link the mind with the breath, warm up the spine a little bit. So with an inhale, drop your belly down to the ground, gaze up to the ceiling, open the throat. And exhale, round the spine, drop the head down, press the mat away from you. And again, inhale, fill up the lungs, gaze up. Exhale, empty the lungs, drop the head, press the ground away. And again, inhale, fill up the lungs, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, round the spine, relax the head. Take one more round, flow with your breath. Inhale to gaze up. And exhale to empty the lungs, dropping the head. Good, and then come into a flat back, a neutral spine. From here, flip your fingertips backwards to face to your knees. And we're just going to warm up into the wrists a little bit, so just feel free to make some circles with your chest, shifting the weight forwards and backwards. Whatever feels good here. And we'll take one more moment here. And then we'll spin the hands back to face the top of the mat. And we'll move into our first downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, send the hips up and back. Feel free to pedal into your feet a little bit. Maybe even rock your hips side to side. You might hear some snap, crackle, pops as your body loosens up. And then eventually you just find some stillness in downward facing dog. Work to keep pressing the heels down into the ground. The heels don't have to touch, so if there's still a little bit of space between your heels and the mat, that's perfectly fine. But keep working to press them down and lift your hips towards the back of your mat to lengthen through the backs of your legs. Good. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a slow breath out through the mouth. Good. Gaze to the top of your mat. We're going to step the feet forwards. Feet will be hips width distance at the top of your mat. From here, bring opposite hand to opposite elbow, coming into ragdoll pose. Drop the head, relax the back of your neck. Feel free to take a little micro bend into your knees if that feels nice. It might feel good to rock side to side here. Take one more breath. And with your next exhale, release your elbows, bring your fingertips down to the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need to get the fingers down. With an inhale, we'll move into our first halfway lift. So lengthen the spine, reach through the crown of the head. And exhale, drop the head down to the toes as you fold. We'll take 2 more of those. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. And one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good. From here, plant your right hand right in between your feet. Take a slight bend into your right knee. Straighten your left leg as much as feels comfortable. Inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky, coming into a twist. Feel free to gaze up to your left fingertips if that feels okay on your neck. Keep spiraling open through your left shoulder. Take one more breath. And with your next exhale, return the left hand down to the ground. And we'll swap hands. So the left hand plants in between the feet. Slight bend into your left knee. Straighten your right leg as much as feels comfortable. And inhale, expand, open through the right arm. Maybe gazing up to the right fingertips. And take 2 more breaths. Keep spiraling the right arm open to the sky. And next exhale, right hand lowers back to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, reach through the top of your head. And exhale, plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, place the right foot between the hands. Drop the left knee down to the ground. Inhale, reach the arms up, coming into Anjaneyasana. So the palms are facing each other. The fingers are reaching up to the sky. We want to create as much length as we can from the hips all the way up through the fingertips. Take one more breath here. And with the next exhale, the hands will plant at the top of the mat. From here, lift your back knee off of the mat, coming onto the back toes. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky, coming into a twist. Keep lifting through your back knee and spiraling open through the right shoulder. One more breath. And next exhale, right hand returns down to the ground, and we'll step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Drop the right knee down to the ground. And inhale into Anjaneyasana. Arms reach up. So think of lifting your chest with your inhales, and then keeping that height of your chest as you breathe out. Good. Take one more breath. And with the next exhale, the hands will plant to frame your front foot. Back knee lifts. Inhale, reach the left arm up to the sky. Maybe gaze up to the left fingertips in our low lunge twist. So be as light as you can on your front hand. You want most of your weight to be in your left foot. And then spiraling open through the top arm. Take one more breath. And exhale, slowly lower left hand down. And we'll step the front foot back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose. Slow breath out through the mouth. Gaze to the space between your hands. Go ahead and step your feet all the way forwards. Feet can be hips width distance, or if you'd like to bring the big toes together, feel free. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, mountain pose. Reach the fingertips up to the sky. Gaze up to the thumbs. Exhale, press the palms together, lower the hands down to heart center. Cool, and then relax your hands down to your sides. We'll take some sun salutations here. So starting with a big breath in, reach up through the arms again. And as you breathe out, we'll fold forward. Fingertips come downwards to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back, high plank position. So coming on to the hands and the toes. If you need to lower the knees down, feel free, no problem. Otherwise, keep the knees lifted. Breathing here. Keep working to activate your arms, so pressing through your palms, keeping your core nice and active, pulling your belly button to the spine. Take one more deep breath in. And with your exhale, if your knees are lifted, slowly start to lower them down, and then we'll bend into the elbows to bring the chest down to the top of the mat. Good. Untuck your toes. Press down through all of your toes. Inhale, come into a low cobra, lifting the chest. Try to keep length through the back of your neck. Breathing here. And with your next exhale, slowly lower the chest down. Press up onto your hands and your knees. And then we'll roll over the toes, coming into downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here. Keep focusing on pressing down through the heels and lifting your hips and sending them backwards to the back of your mat. And last round of breath. Nice job. Again, gaze to the top of the mat, and we'll step, or if you'd like to jump the feet forwards, feel free to play with that. So either way, feet are going to be top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, mountain pose. Reach the fingers up to the sky. Exhale, press the palms together, bring the hands to heart center. And relax the hands down to the hips. And we'll do it again. Inhale, reach up through the arms. Straight line with your body. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step your feet back into high plank position. From this high plank, option to lower the knees down right away, or keep the knees hovered, and we'll bend the elbows to hover into a low plank position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your knees, lift your chest, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. And breathing here. Take one more breath. Good, and again, gaze forward, step or float the feet between the hands. Try and land lightly if you jump. Good, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back, high plank position. And again, we'll take our vinyasa, so bending the elbows, coming into a low plank, option to lower the knees. Inhale, lift the chest, drop the head back, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathing here. One more breath. Good, and again, gaze forward, and we'll travel the feet forwards. Inhale, lengthen the spine, reach through the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach the arms up, mountain pose. Maybe take a slight back bend. Exhale, pull the hands down to heart center. Nice job. So if the feet are hips width distance, go ahead and bring your big toes together. From here, drop the hips down to your heels. Reach the arms up to the sky, coming into chair pose. Utkatasana. Keep working to lower the hips nice and low down to the heels. Keep reaching up through the fingers. Breathing for 3. For 2. And 1. Straighten the legs, fold down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. If you'd like to step right back into down dog, feel free. Otherwise, if you want to take a vinyasa with me, we'll step back into high plank. And we'll bend the elbows down into a low plank. And inhale, press through the arms to lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, place the right foot between the hands. Take as many steps as you need to get it there. Good. From here, plant the back foot flat on the mat. Inhale, rise up into warrior number 1. So our first warrior pose of the day. We want to work to pull the outer right hip backwards and think about pressing your left hip forwards to square the hips to the top of the mat. And a couple breaths here. One more deep breath in. And with your exhale, go ahead and plant the palms, top of the mat. And again, your choice. So if you want to step right back into down dog, feel free. Otherwise, if you want to move a little bit more, take a vinyasa. You can step into high plank. Move into your low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Good. And from here, inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, place the left foot between the hands. And we'll plant the back foot flat down. Inhale, coming into warrior number 1. Virabhadrasana. So on this side, the left hip is pulling back and the right hip is pressing forwards to square the hips. Generous bend into the left knee. We don't want the front knee to go past the ankle. We want it to be stacked right on top of the ankle. And our last breath. And exhale, the hands come back down. And again, you choose, so step right back, down dog, or step into a high plank. And bend the elbows into a low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. Drop the head back. Exhale, downward facing dog. And pausing here. Gaze to the top of the mat. Step or jump the feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to take one more sun B. We're going to do it one breath at a time. So inhale, sit the hips low, chair pose, reach the arms up. Exhale, straighten the legs, bring the hands to heart center. Good. Inhale again, chair pose. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step back into high plank position. From high plank, bend the elbows into a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot forwards. Plant the back foot. Inhale, rise up, warrior number one. Gaze up. And exhale, hands lowered back down to the ground. Feel free to step straight back into dog pose or roll through a vinyasa, flowing with the breath. Good. Once you're in downward facing dog, inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, place the left foot forward, plant the back foot. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. And exhale, hands fall back down. And your choice, stepping back or taking a Vinyasa Flow back. Good job. From here, inhale, lift your heels. Come onto your tippy toes. Exhale, shift your weight forwards, coming into high plank position. Lower the knees down to the ground. Sit the hips back to the heels. Come into child's pose. Bring the forehead down. Notice the tempo of the breath. You'll probably find that the breath is a little bit faster than it was at the start of practice, which is expected. We've been moving, we've been working. So just see if you can slow the breath down a little bit. Focus on lengthening your exhales. Slow breaths out. Good job. And let's keep moving. So we'll move into downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, place the right foot between the hands. Plant your back foot flat. Inhale, spiral the arms open, coming into warrior number two. So the right arm is reaching in front of you. The left arm is reaching behind you. And your torso is right in the middle of your feet. Good. From here, straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach your right arm behind you, reversing the warrior. You can slide your left hand down your left leg. Focus on lengthening through the whole right side of your body. Keep your eye gaze focused on your right fingertips. And then slowly bring the hands back into the warrior two position. And from here, we're going to move into triangle pose. So reach the right hand down towards the right foot. You can grab your ankle. If you have a block handy, you can bring the block to the outside of your right foot. Bring your fingertips to a block. Or maybe the fingertips come all the way down to the ground. Left arm is reaching directly upwards towards the sky. So the right shoulder is stacked on top of, the left shoulder is stacked on top of the right shoulder. Take one more breath here. And then slowly start to bring the top hand down to the top of the mat. Good, and we're gonna step the back foot about 6 inches towards the front foot. Keep your back toes at a 45-degree angle, so they're facing slightly towards the left side of your mat. From here, frame your front foot with your fingertips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Pull your outer right hip back a little bit. And then exhale, fold over the front leg, coming into pyramid pose. So try and keep the right knee as straight as you can. If it feels good to have a little bend in the right knee, that's perfectly fine. Keep working to pull your outer right hip back as you press your left hip forwards, kind of creating this scissoring motion with your legs. Take one more breath. Good. Keep your legs just where they are. Inhale, lift your chest. Good. Exhale, hold here. If you have a block, option to use a block. Option to plant your left hand on the inside of your front foot or to a block. So if you have the block, feel free to bring it right to the inside of the foot. If that's easy for you, you can bring your hand to the outside of the front foot next to the pinky toe. So you can use a block, or you don't need to use a block if the hand can reach down, whatever works. And then from here, inhale, reach the right arm up to the ceiling, coming into revolve triangle pose. Really press down actively through your left hand. Try and keep your back heel anchored down to the mat. With your inhales, imagine as if you're lengthening through the crown of your head. And with your exhale, see if you can twist your top arm open a little bit more. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Slowly lower the top hand down to the ground. Crawl your fingertips to face the left side of your mat. Go ahead and pivot your feet to face the left side of the mat. So we're in this wide-legged fold. We'll plant the palms in between the feet, about shoulder width distance apart. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. And exhale, drop the head down. Take a nice fold here. Try and keep your weight shifting towards the toes rather than back to the heels. Relax through the neck, drop the head. And take one more breath. Good. Inhale, straighten the arms to lift the chest up. And exhale, hold here. Good. And then from here, walk the hands to the top of the mat, plant the palms, and you can step the right foot straight back into dog pose, or again, always an option to take a vinyasa if you'd like to. Moving from high plank to low plank to up dog, back into down dog. Doing great. Let's do the left side. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot forwards. Plant your back foot flat. Inhale, rise up into warrior 2. So we want the wrists to be relaxed. The shoulders are relaxed. Good. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach your left arm back. Slide your right hand down the leg. Gaze up to the top fingertips. Stretching through the left side of your body. Good, and then slowly bringing the arms back into the warrior 2 position. Keep the front leg straight, and then we'll move into triangle pose from here. So reaching the front hand down to the foot, maybe grab the ankle, maybe bring it to a block, or down to the ground. Right arm reaches directly up to the ceiling. Focus on pulling the back of your front knee towards your back heel to lengthen through your front leg. Try and keep length through the back of the neck. Take one more breath. And exhale, lower the top hand down to the ground. Bring the fingertips to frame your front foot. We'll slide the back foot a little bit forwards, not too much, just a couple inches. Again, the back toes should be pointing outwards towards the right side at about a 45-degree angle. Inhale, lengthen the spine, pull your outer left hip back. Exhale, fold over the front leg for pyramid pose. So just like in triangle pose, focus on pulling your front knee backwards to the back of the mat to really lengthen through that hamstring here. Relax the head. Good. And from here, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, we'll set up for a revolved triangle again. So either the right hand plants on the inside of the foot next to the big toe, or the right hand comes to the outside of the front foot next to the little toe. Again, option to use a block here. And with an inhale, we'll reach the left arm up to the ceiling, coming into our twist. Focus on really grounding down through both heels, and then using, from that stability, using your top shoulder to spiral your torso open, and breathing for 3, for 2, and 1. Nice job. Slowly lower the top hand down to the ground. And this time we'll walk the fingertips to face the right side of your mat. So we're going to come into that wide-legged fold again. I'm going to face the camera so you guys can see me, but we're facing the right side of the mat. And this time, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, press down through the feet to lift the upper body all the way up, coming to stand. Exhale at the top. Good. Inhale, open the arms like you're doing Warrior 2. Exhale, interlace your fingertips behind your back. Inhale, straighten the arms, roll the shoulders back, drop the head back. And exhale, take your fold from here so you can keep the bind, let the fingertips spill overhead. So you get 2 for 1 here. You get the hamstring stretch and the shoulder opener. Imagine as if you're breathing into the backs of your shoulders. Last breath. Good. From here, release your bind. Bring your hands down to the ground. Plant the palms. Inhale, straighten the arms, lengthen the spine. Exhale, crawl the hands to the top of the mat. Plant the palms, and we'll move back into downward facing dog. So whatever route you'd like to take. Good work. From here, gaze forward, step or hop the feet between the hands. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold down to the ground. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach the fingers to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, we're going to do some balancing poses here. So we're going to start with the tree pose variation. So we'll bring the right heel either to the left ankle. You can even keep the right toes down as like a little kickstand if you need some extra balance. Or option to bring the right foot to the inner thigh of the left leg. From here, bring your hands to heart center. Ground through all 4 corners of your left foot. And then from here, bring your right hand to your right hip. Reach your left arm up to the sky. And then from here, start to take a little bend into the left side of your body. So you're reaching the left fingertips to the right side of your mat. As you do this, you're going to have to press your left hip a little bit to the left to keep your center of mass stacked over your bottom foot. So playing with it. And if you fall out, don't worry. Come right back into it. Take one more breath. And then slowly coming back to center and lowering everything back down. Good. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out. And we'll switch sides. So the left foot comes to either the ankle or the inner thigh of the right leg. And just start with hands at heart center. Really focus on feeling the contact between your bottom foot and the ground. And then once you feel stable, we'll bring the left hand to your left hip and the right arm will extend up to the sky. And then from here, we'll start to reach the right fingertips over to the left side and just a little bit, you're going to press your right hip to the right side to keep your weight stacked over your foot. Take one more breath. Good, and then slowly start to come back to center and lower down. Nice job. From here, we'll take dancer pose. So we'll kick the right heel upwards towards your right glute. You're going to grab your right foot from the big toe side of the foot. And then from here, reach your left arm in front of you and start to kick your back foot up to the ceiling. Feel free to take a little bend into your left knee if that helps you. So we're kicking up through the foot, reaching through the fingers, breathing for 3. For 2, see if you can kick a little bit higher. And 1, slowly come back to center. Try and keep the balance as you lower down. Good job. Deep breath in. And exhale out. And we'll do the left side. So we'll kick the left heel up to the glute. And again, we're going to grab from the inside of the foot, the big toe side. And then the right arm reaches forwards. And slowly moving into it. So kicking back, reaching forwards. Maybe taking a little bend in the right knee, if that helps. 4, 3. Nice deep breaths. 2, kick a little higher, reach a little bit further forwards. And 1, slowly coming back and releasing down. Good job. Bring the big toes together. Inhale, lift the arms up, gaze up to the thumbs. Exhale, empty the lungs as you fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, flow back into down dog. Again, step back, vinyasa back, your choice. Nice job. From dog pose, inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, place the right foot forwards. Keep your back heel lifted. Reach your arms up, come into a high lunge. So balancing on the back toes. Good. From here, bring your hands to heart center. Start to lower your chest down to hover above your right knee. So you want most of your weight in your right foot. You should feel that whole right thigh working here. Get light on your back toes. Keep shifting the weight forwards. And then lift your back leg off the mat. Coming into warrior 3. Balancing on the right leg. Option to keep a micro bend in that right knee. Option to keep the hands at heart center. Or if you'd like a little challenge, you can reach the arms forwards. Makes it a little harder. For 3, 2, and 1. Keep the back heel lifted. Lower your right fingertips down to the ground. If you have a block, again, option to use a block. Bring the fingertips to the block instead of the ground. Inhale, reach the left arm open to the sky, coming into half moon. Ardha Chandrasana. So we're working to spiral the top shoulder open to stack on top of the bottom shoulder. Keep kicking through your back heel. Imagine as if you're sending your back heel towards the back of the mat and lengthening the crown of your head forwards. Take one more deep breath in. And with your exhale, listen close. Start to bend into your front knee, and we're going to land your top toes to the back of the mat. We're going to be in a low lunge position. So the fingertips are going to frame your front foot. Nice job. And then lower your back knee down to the ground. Good. If you need to make any adjustments with the feet, feel free to do so. And then with an inhale, reach your right arm open to the sky. Gaze up to your right fingertips. Exhale, bring your right hand on top of your right knee, and we'll move into galaxy pose. So start to press your right knee away from your body, and we're going to shift onto the pinky toe side of the right foot. Relax through the right hip. You should feel a nice opening through the right hip here. Work to spiral open through the right shoulder. If you want a challenge, or a little addition I should say, you can kick your back heel off of the ground and maybe reach backwards with your right hand and grab your back foot. So coming into a little bind here. Again, that's just an option. You don't have to take it. Let's go for one more breath. Nice. If you have your back foot, go ahead and release it. Let it come back down, and we'll all bring the front foot back to center. And we'll step right back into downward dog. Doing great. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot forwards. Keep the back heel lifted, rise up into high lunge, aka crescent lunge. Hands to heart center. Slowly start to shift your chest down to hover over your front knee. So again, sending all your weight into that left leg. You should really feel the left leg working. Light on the back toes. Keep sending the weight forwards, keep sending it forwards, and then lift your back leg off of the mat. Straighten the left knee a little bit, warrior 3. Balancing here. So again, hands can stay at heart center, or option to reach the arms forwards. Breathing for 3, 2, 1. Back leg stays lifted, left fingertips come down to the ground. If you have a block handy, feel free to use the block. Inhale, right arm reaches up to the sky, half moon. Spiraling open through the top shoulder. Lengthening from your right hip joint all the way out to your right heel. Maybe gaze up to your right fingertips to challenge yourself. For 3, 2, and 1. Start to bend into your bottom knee. Bring your right fingertips down to the ground. Take a big step back with your top foot. And we'll land in our low lunge. Fingertips are framing the front foot. Back knee lowers down. Good job. Plant the right hand. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, left hand comes to the left knee. And we'll move into our galaxy pose here. So pressing the knee away from you, spiraling open through the left shoulder. And again, option to take the little bind if you'd like to. So we'll kick the right heel off of the mat, and we'll reach back with the left hand to grab the foot. And again, this is just an option. Yoga is not about taking all the challenging options. It's about exploring the body and moving in whatever way feels right for you. Take one more breath here. And if you have the back foot, let it go. Shift the front foot back to center, plant the left hand down, and we'll make our way back into downward facing dog. Good work. From down dog, inhale, lift the heels, coming onto the tippy toes. Exhale, wave forward, high plank position. Lower onto the knees, and then we're going to come into a seated position in the middle of your mat. All right. So heels are in front of you. Bring your big toes together. We're going to do some core work just for a little bit. So we'll lift the heels. Option 1, keep the knees bent. You can even bring your hands to the backs of your knees to support yourself. or you can reach the arms forwards. Keep working to lift through your lower back. Option 2, if that feels easy, feel free to straighten the legs. So breathing here for 3, boat pose for 2, and 1. From here, slowly lower the heels to hover above the mat and drop your head back to hover above the mat. So we're moving into low boat position for 3, using the core for 2, 1. Inhale, come back up, high boat. Again, knees can be bent or you can straighten them for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly moving into low boat, heels hover, head hovers, 3, 2, breathing, 1. Inhale, crunch back up, lift the legs, lift the chest for 3, 2, lift the heels a little higher if you can, and 1. Good, last time, low boat, lower down, 3, 2, 1. Drop the heels down, relax the head down. Good job. From here, bend the knees, bring your heels as close to your sit bones as you can. Feet or hips width distance. And we'll move into 1 back bend from here. So we'll start out in bridge pose. We'll lift the hips. I like to interlace the fingertips behind the lower back and straighten out the arms. It adds in a nice shoulder stretch. Keep working to press down through your heels to lift the hips up to the sky. With your inhales, see if you can fill up that space around your belly button. You might even be able to see the space around the belly button fill up. And with your exhales, try and keep that height of your abdomen. Good. We'll take about 3 more breaths here. If you'd like to move into wheel pose, option to plant the palms next to the ears, rise all the way up for a couple breaths. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then slowly lowering down to the ground. We'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring the heels together. Drop the knees open towards the sides of your mat. Then go ahead and bring your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your belly. See if you can feel your abdomen expanding and contracting with your right hand as you breathe in and breathe out. Maybe notice your heartbeat with your left hand. And from here, if you'd like to stay, feel free. Otherwise, we'll come into Happy Baby. So grabbing the outsides of your feet, bring the heels nice and wide. Try and keep the lower back pressing down into the ground. It might feel nice to rock side to side a little bit. Take 1 more breath. Good, and then wherever you are, we'll all hug the knees into the chest. And we're gonna rock 3 times. So we're gonna go up and down the length of the mat, 1 vertebrae at a time. Massaging out the spine. And on the 3rd time, once you get to the top, you can cross the ankles, plant the palms down, and either step back into down dog or step back into a high plank and take a little flow back into downward facing dog. From our down dog, inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, wave forward to high plank. Lower the knees down to the ground. And again, we'll come to a seated position in the middle of the mat. This time the legs are going to be facing forwards and the big toes are going to be together. Work to flex your toes, so you're pulling the toes backwards towards your body. And with a deep breath in, reach the arms up, gaze up to the fingers. And then exhale, take a fold from here. So relax the hands down to the legs. Don't worry about reaching the toes. You don't have to reach the toes. You can bring your hands to your ankles. If it's accessible without straining yourself, you can bring the hands to the outsides of the feet so that the hand placement isn't important. What's important is to focus on lengthening your lower back with your inhales and then dropping the head down with your exhales. So in addition to feeling a stretch through the backs of your legs, you might even feel a stretch going through your lower back. Take one more breath. Good. And then with your next inhale, start to roll the spine back up. And then we'll make our way onto the back again. From here, bend the knees into the chest. We're going to take a figure four stretch. So we're going to bring the right heel on top of the left thigh, right below the knee. So the outer right ankle is on top of the left thigh. From here, reach your right hand in between the little gap between your legs, and we're going to grab the back of the left thigh with both hands. And then the more that you pull the left leg towards your head, the more you're going to feel an opening in the right hip. So just find that nice sweet spot. Work to soften into your right hip. Go for about 2 more breaths. Cool. So keep your right ankle where it is, straighten your left leg. So we're going to take a fun transition here. So take a deep breath in. With your exhale, roll all the way up to a seated position. So the left heel is going to face the top of the mat. The right ankle is crossed over the leg. From here, we're going to plant the right foot down on the ground. And then you'll bend your left knee to bring your left heel as close as you can towards your right sit bone. So we're in this seated twist position. With an inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky. Exhale, option 1, wrap your left arm around your right thigh. Bring your right fingertips behind you. If that's easy, option 2, hook your left elbow on the outside of your right knee, coming into a little twist position. If that's still easy and you want to really challenge yourself, you can thread your left hand through underneath your right knee, and then you'll reach your right arm behind you, and we'll take a little bind behind the back. So wherever you go, just focus on lengthening your spine and twisting open to the right side. Take one more breath. Nice job. If you have the bind, release it, and we'll all slowly come back to center. Unwrap the legs, come back onto your back, hug the knees into your chest, and we'll do the other side, starting in our figure four. So the left ankle is going to come on top of your right thigh, right underneath the knee, and then the hands are going to grab the back of your right thigh, and then you can control the stretch here. That's the nice thing about this figure four pose is you have a lot of control over how much or how little you want to stretch that left hip. Softening the whole left leg. letting everything start to slow down here as we move towards the end of our practice. Take one more round of breath. And then from here, straighten your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, roll up to a seat. Good. And then the left foot is going to cross on top of the leg. Foot plants down. Right knee bends. Right heel comes towards your left sit bone. I like to bring the left hand to the left knee. And then with an inhale, extend the right arm up. And then exhale, again, your choice. So option one, just hug that left leg. You can bring the fingertips behind you. Option two, elbow hooks across. Or option three, the right hand threads underneath the right knee. And then maybe go for that bind behind the back. Don't push yourself. No need to strain yourself to get a bind that isn't feeling good in your body. So wherever you are, just lengthen through the top of the head, spiral open through the left shoulder. Go for one more breath. And then we'll start to come back to center. Unwrap the legs, and we'll make our way onto the back one more time. This time, hug both knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around your shins. So for some of you, it might be accessible to grab opposite elbows, but you don't have to do that. You can just wrap the arms around the shins and then hug the knees into the chest. Try and keep your lower back pressing down. And then from here, lift your forehead up to the knees. Squeeze everything together into a tight little ball. Keep breathing. Keep lifting the head up to the knees. Keep pulling the knees back to the head. Using all the energy that you have left in your body. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. And a slow breath out through the mouth. Release your legs. Coming into Shavasana. So bringing the heels nice and wide, relaxing the legs, softening the arms. The palms are facing up to the ceiling. And just taking a nice deep breath in and breath out. Imagine as if your body is just kind of melting into your mat. I like to do a body scan sometimes, scanning from head to toes and just working to soften all the different parts of the body. And just working to let go. We'll just be here for a couple minutes. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Feel your belly and your chest expand as you breathe in. And exhale through your mouth. Reach your arms over your head. Take a big full body stretch like you're just waking up in the morning. Go ahead and drop your right ear down to your right shoulder. And feel a nice opening through the left side of your neck. Maybe wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, starting to wake the body back up. And then we'll drop the left ear to the left shoulder, stretching through the right side of the neck. And then hug the knees into your chest. Go ahead and roll onto your right side, coming into a fetal position. You can straighten your right arm, relax your right ear onto the right shoulder. Take a moment here. And then at your own pace, slowly make your way up to a seated position. You can keep your legs crossed, you can come onto your knees, whatever is comfortable for you. Try and find some length through the spine. You can keep your eyes closed. Bring the hands to heart center, press the palms together, and we'll take one last breath to close our practice. A deep inhale, slow breath out through the mouth. Namaste. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you feel good. I hope you had a good practice. And if you have any questions, comments, or feedback for me, I'd really appreciate it if you drop me a comment, maybe give me a like if you enjoyed it, or maybe hit the subscribe button if you want more videos like this in the future. So thanks again, guys. My name is Mike, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.